What's up, coaches? How are you? Let me know that you are here and I am not alone by dropping in the comments where you're from and how long you've been coaching. I would love to hear. I'll start. I can write a comment too. Coaching for 3 years. Live in New Jersey. All right, see a couple people. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, Katrina. All right, we'll give it like 2 more minutes because we got a packed hour and I want to make sure that we take some action. Hey, Phoebe, New Orleans. Nice. We're coming to your neck of the woods for Summit. Katrina, I'm excited about that. Excuse me. All right, Sarah's here from Chicago. I was just in Chicago for a wedding. Love that city. It's where my brother and sister-in-law live. Michelle, hey, Michelle. I'm excited. So if you guys have not already, grab your BAPS or whatever tracking tool you use. Make sure your phone is charged and ready to go because we're using our voice a lot today to do some inviting. Hey, Amanda. I love that you're on this call and just started coaching. All of this stuff you're going to learn today will hopefully help set a good foundation and reinforce some great habits you've already heard. So just in the interest of time, we'll give it 1 more minute and then we'll get started because I want to make this an action-packed hour. I don't want to talk the whole time. I want to talk a little bit and teach and then work together. My hope is that we get about 40, 45 minutes of actual work in during this hour so that we can make it super effective. All right, let me just give you a quick background on me and my coaching journey. I'm going to be super quick with it. I also live in New Jersey and I tend to talk fast, so it'll be quick anyway. I have been a coach for just over 3 years. I started coaching, like many people, just to lose some baby weight. I had a 4-month-old and a 2.5-year-old and a traveling husband and a long commute to New York City every day. I worked about 60 hours a week, and obviously time, like many of us, time just wasn't like just hanging out, right? I had to really find pockets of time to start coaching. And I never intended for this to be my full-time job, but a year and a half ago, I left, and this is now what I do full-time, and I'm super passionate about it. And I still really focus on my pockets of time and making sure that I'm using them effectively. And so I'm going to be going over a little bit of the things that I do when I have these cracks of time, because it's still effective for me, even though I have more time. It's still important to me to be super efficient. And I love working with busy women. Most of my team is comprised of busy working moms. And so like most people, I'd imagine, we're all trying to do as much as we can in as little time possible. So the first thing I want you to do to kick off this power hour is I want you to write down your why. All of us started coaching for some reason. There's probably a lot of similarities, but in order to get in the right headspace before we go into the actual activities, I want you guys to start writing your why. And if you're comfortable enough, it'd be awesome if you guys could share it in the comments. Again, if you're comfortable enough, why you started coaching. So take 2 minutes and let's write that down. I'm going to be doing it right with you too. Okay. All right. Does anybody want to share their why before I share mine? Hey, Portia, just saw that you joined. I will share mine. And if any of you want to share yours, to me, I find that my power hours are much more effective when I keep my why at the forefront. So for me, my favorite thing to do is provide women with the tools that they need to look and feel the way they want, and share a business opportunity that will allow them to create a life that they deserve. And so when I keep that in the forefront, I realize that like I have this obligation to really pay this forward and invite people to not only the coaching opportunity, but also to use our products and hopefully get the same life-changing results that many of us have gotten. All right, want to be a more patient wife and mom. Yes, Carrie, would love to see a little more why. Kelly, thank you so much. And Jeff, I see you on there. So if you feel like you don't know your why, I would just challenge you to take some time on this, because let's say you just want to make more money, which is great. Why do you want to make more money? What do you want to do with that money? What would having more money make you like? How would that change how you feel? How would that change the dynamic of your family? I think when you get really, really focused on why you're doing this, the rest of it becomes a little less scary, and you get more fired up to do the hard work, especially when you don't want to. So keep thinking about that, guys. I want to make sure that you have really solid clarity on that. And if you don't, you can message me on the side, or I'm sure you can chat with your coach in a little more detail, because I would love to help you guys get there. It took me a while to like really get Audible ready with that. And that's something I feel super rooted in and passionate about. Okay, here's something. I don't know if anyone has read this book, but Fear is My Homeboy. Here's what I love about this book. This book will come out on Audible, which is how I read most of my books. It'll come out in December, but it is not out yet. And so my team and I read this book, and it forced me to actually physically read a book and carve out time for PD versus when I normally do it, which is like in the car while I'm doing dishes, doing laundry, whatever. Excuse me. There's a ton of nuggets in here. So like I could go on. I mean, we could do a whole call about this. However, the one thing I want to think about is really how our minds take a seemingly innocent situation, and we've got this narrative that we tell ourselves, and we freak ourselves out by assuming the worst possible scenario, right? We literally go to the worst case scenario and get ourselves all worked up, and usually that causes a lot of inaction. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like you guys to take 3 or 4 minutes, and I promise we're going to get to inviting, and you are going to be inviting coaches, you're going to be inviting customers. I promise, I promise, I promise. But what I want you to do first, because I want to slay some of this fear, is I want you to write a list of worst case scenario that can come out of you inviting customers and coaches. Like literally, like what is the worst thing that could happen? What will people say? What would people think? What might happen to you? Just literally, let's do a brain dump of all the worst possible things that could come from you trying to attract customers and coaches, okay? It is 1:08 right now. I want to spend 5 minutes on this. And if you guys are getting through this a little bit quicker and want to move on, just shoot me some comments here so I know. But I want you to rack your brain on this. Cool? 5 minutes. Let's do it. Some of these whys I'm reading are awesome, ladies. I love it. Sarah says, I want to help women provide for their families emotionally, physically, and financially. Love it. Replace my part-time job with coaching, be able to spend more time with my family and friends. Love it. Showing and sharing with women what healthy is actually all about. Love that. Love that, Elise. Phoebe wants to build a community of women who believe in the importance of health as a primary priority in their lives and to fuel my life by living out an example I am proud of. Whew. Love all that. I see a couple of you having trouble with your why. Really just stop and think, why did you say yes? What was it that made you say yes? Megan, I see you asked what was the book called again. It's called Fear is My Homeboy. It's by Judy Holler, and I will also write that in the comments too. And if you tag her on Instagram, she usually gets back to you. It's pretty fun. She's super involved with her community. I'm going to write this right now. Oh, I see Kelly already got it. All right, so all set there. Okay, one more minute. If you guys have that list, I'd love to start seeing some things you've put on there. Worst case scenario. What are some of the worst case scenarios? The discount. All right, Katrina, same. That's how I started originally too. That's not what's kept me, but that is why I started. Tell me, guys, what is the worst case scenario that could happen from inviting customers or coaches? Anyone feel judged? That's on my list. They judge me. They say no, right? That's a worst case outcome. They miss out. In my opinion, that's the worst case for them. They miss out on the opportunity. What else? Does anyone have anything different? I feel like when you really think about it, the fears aren't so scary when you write it on paper. That you'd be blocked, laughed at, annoy people, you get all no's, you lose friends, people avoid you. Katie, I see that. Told off, you're being judged, your friends may stop talking to you, friends avoid me, awkwardness with my family, judging me for not being at my goal weight. Megan, I've been there. I hear that a lot. All right, so let's do this. Before we go to the best case scenario list, I want you all to look at your why and take your scariest fear that you wrote down and see which one holds more weight, which one's more important. For example, if you are afraid of being judged, but your why is you want to leave your full-time job, or your why is you want to empower women to look and feel the best they can and to create this fantastic life that is available through our coaching opportunity. Is being judged and the fear that comes with being judged going to prevent you from hitting that why? That's what I want you guys to think about. So is your scariest fear you wrote down, is it valid enough for you to not go after your goals and really fulfill your why? Kind of a rhetorical question. I don't think there's anything on there that really, when it comes down to it, is too scary, scary enough to prevent you from hitting your goal. But we've got this narrative, and sometimes we let it stop us. And those goals, those whys, are never realized. Now I want you to flip. I want you to take 2 minutes. This list probably could be a lot longer. Take 2 minutes and think about all the best possible outcomes that could arise from asking somebody to join a challenge group and help them hit some of their fitness and nutrition goals. Or what are some of the best case scenarios that could arise if you ask them to coach or you invite them to the coaching opportunity and they say yes? So what are some of those things? It's 1:15 right now. Let's literally take 2 minutes till 1:17 and we'll figure that out together. Can't wait to hear what you guys have. All right, guys. I want to hear some of these best case scenarios. What is the best possible outcome when you invite somebody to be a coach or to be a challenger? What are some of the best possible outcomes that could happen? I've got like 10 I could probably rattle off. So I want to hear what you guys have first. I'm going to ask kind of the general public here. Does anyone on this call feel like they're in a worse spot for having said yes to join a challenge group? I can't see you, but I would have to assume that your hand is not raised. Does anyone feel like they're in a worse spot for having said yes to join a challenge, to join this coaching community? No one that I know, no coach that I've ever encountered. All right, best case scenario, I'm able to pay off some student debt and change millions of lives. I love that. Less stressed about money and bills, change lives physically, mentally, spiritually, make good friends. Yes, like friendships. I'm great friends with the women on my team. Never expected friendship to come out of this. Like what an awesome benefit there. Yes, you can change your life in ways you didn't think possible, Ashley. Lifelong friends. Hey, Brandy, Kelly, yes. I don't think anyone would have raised their hand on that. What about living out that why, right? All the whys that we went over will not be possible, cannot be fulfilled if we don't start getting past that fear and actually focusing on those best possible outcomes. There are so many on here. Just had my baby, give me the perfect opportunity to be at home. I love that. That is such a driver. So Tracy, I'm talking to you directly, right? It's like, are you willing to get past the potential fear of being judged, the potential fear of being annoying, the potential fear of being blocked to be able to be home with your baby, right? And so keeping that why at the forefront, huge, right? Best case scenario, they say yes. Has anybody ever invited someone to coaching and they say yes? It's kind of great, right? Or you pay them a compliment because you think they'd be a great coach, or you think they'd benefit from a challenge group and they say yes. How amazing, right? They're definitely going to say no if we don't ask, no question. All right, so now let's get into some work. No excuses. November is here, right? And so we have an opportunity to follow up with every single person that has said no for whatever reason. Not the right time, I don't have the money, that's too expensive. When again, I would argue all day long the value of our products, particularly the challenge pack, is the value is absurd, quite frankly. But sometimes the difference of $20 might be enough for someone to pull the trigger now versus before, or even waiting until next year to do it. So here's what I want to do. I want to spend, it's 1:19. I want to spend 10 minutes. It's a lot, but I want to spend 10 minutes of follow-up to people that have told you no before. And I don't know how you track it. Hopefully you've got a bat that you're using. Some people have a master list. Some people have a list on their phone, whatever it is. And I want you guys to use your voice. I hope most of you are comfortable using your voice. I would say that my business has certainly felt the positive shift in more customers and more coaches by using my voice. And so hopefully you all know how to do it. I'm going to lower my volume a little bit so that I can also invite too, because I want to work as well. The last time I did this live call, Facebook kicked me off because I had Salt and Pepper playing in the background. And so normally what I would do is put some music on while we invited, but that was no bueno last time. So I apologize for the awkward silence, but hopefully it's not going to be too silent because you're going to be cranking out invites. The best part about the voice is that you have an opportunity to just sound human and normal and not figure out exactly what emoji to use and is my grammar right. Just talk, right? Before there were emojis, there was emotion. And so I would love you guys to just be you. And the good thing is it's only a minute long. And for a talker like me, it's nice to have a time limit. And so what I would say is something like this. Hey, Sarah, hope you had a great weekend. Go up quickly because I'm not sure if you've heard. Oh my gosh, my Siri is going off. I'm not talking to Siri. Sorry about that. Hey, Sarah, wanted to just follow up up with you because I know when we had last spoken, the group that I was running back in September wasn't the right time for you. And I know that you mentioned the money didn't make sense for you at the time. I have no idea if anything has changed. However, I did want to let you know that Beachbody has actually discounted all of those introduction packages that we talked about for a No Excuses November promotion. And I immediately thought of you. Not sure if anything has changed, but I didn't want to assume one way or another. So I've got a group starting next Monday. Would love to chat with you a little bit about the promotions that are going on and see if this would be a great fit. What do you say? That's it. I didn't time that. It was definitely less than a minute, but I would make it a goal to end with a question, to be really indifferent. Hey, if it works for you, great. If not, no big deal. And then move on. All right. So I already took 2 minutes out of that. Let's still go for 10 minutes. Let's make it a goal to get 10 invites out to people that you've already spoken with before. All right. We're going to go to 132, at least 132 on East Coast. Let's do it. Hey, Darby, how are you? It is about 1:20 on Tuesday. I was thinking about you because I know that we had talked about some of the like intro packages that we had, especially the ones featuring the 3-day refresh. And I wanted to reach out to you because I know the timing hasn't been right for any of them in the past, but Beachbody's doing a No Excuses November promo. And I thought of you because I thought maybe the timing would make more sense now. I have no idea if you found something that is working for you. I'm not sure if this is even something that would interest you, but I didn't want to assume one way or another. I also have a group that is starting next week, and we've got some room to add a couple new participants. And so what do you think? Is this a better time for you? Hey, Nicole, how are you? Thanks for the update on the reunion. We've got to figure out what we're doing for ours. And so good to know. I'll probably have to ask you some more details in terms of like how much you paid and like what the night was like. But I wanted to reach out to you to actually, because I hadn't talked to you in a while regarding anything Beachbody related. Wasn't sure if you guys were still drinking Shakeology, if you had taken a break, if you were still working out with any of the programs. But the reason I'm asking is because there is a No Excuses November promo going on right now. And I thought of you guys just to make sure you were aware of it in case you had any need to renew your bod or, restock on Shakeology. There's a lot of things on sale. So let me know if that's something you ever wanted to chat about, and we'll talk soon. See ya. Hey, Kate, how are you? I hope all is well. It's been quite a while. I think I last left you a message back in the summer. Anyway, wanted to reach out to you because I'm following up with people that are either past customers or people that were interested in past groups, but the timing just wasn't right. And I thought of you because we are doing a No Excuses November promo, and all of the intro packages that Beachbody offers between Shakeology and the performance line and the refreshes and all the workouts, and then even the nutrition plans, everything's on sale. And so I wanted to see if you had any interest in jumping back into a group or revisiting some of the products that you used to use. If not, no big deal, but you were on my mind, so I wanted to at least ask. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, Sam, how are you? I hope you guys had a great weekend and the Halloween pictures were so cute. Reaching out to you because I know months ago Sam had mentioned that you may be interested in one of the upcoming groups that we have. We've got a new one actually starting on Monday, and it's actually kind of smart to wait because all of the promotional packages, like those intro bundled kits around fitness and nutrition, are all on sale right now. And so Sam's going to be in the next group. I figured I would reach out to you to see if you wanted to chat more about some of your goals and to see if this would be a good solution. Again, I have no idea what you currently do on the health and fitness front, but yeah, fill me in. Does that seem like something that would work for you? Hey, Courtney, how are you? I hope all is well with those three little guys. They're so cute. You'll have to let me know what life is like with three boys if I ever get there. Anyway, wanted to reach out to you. I know that like way back, I think you were like newly pregnant at the time. We had talked about the 21-day fix, and I know you had some good success with that. Now with a new little guy at home, I don't know what your schedule is like and if you get a chance to get out for any workout classes or how you're feeling about your nutrition. But everything has actually been discounted for a no excuse November promo. And I've got some new groups that are starting. One is actually starting next week, and then another one is starting a few weeks after that. And I thought of you because I thought you may be interested in promotional packages that we have to jump back in. So let me know if that's something that would interest you. All right, guys, I've got 5 done. I'm going to try to get a couple more in the next few minutes. So hopefully you guys are getting some good results. Hey, Jeanette, how are you? Haven't talked to you in quite a while, but wanted to reach out and say hello, first of all. And then second, just follow up with you. I know you've joined some of my, kind of at home, like mini workout groups before. And I know that you've got your own routine going on the fitness side, but wanted to see if you wanted to chat a little bit more about the nutritional programs that we have. Again, have no idea how you're doing on the nutrition front, if you feel great about the plan that you're following, but I wanted to ask just because all of our nutritional packages are discounted this month for a no excuses November. And so people that are either past customers or maybe the timing just hasn't been right in the past, people are taking advantage of the kind of intro price this month. So I figured I would at least reach out to you to see if that's something you wanted to chat more about. If not, no sweat, but didn't want to assume one way or another. Hope you are well. See ya. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Wanted to follow up with you. I know you and I were chatting last month about some of the different options in terms of joining one of my upcoming fitness or nutrition groups. And October has come and gone, but I guess you were pretty smart to wait because there's actually a No Excuses November promotion that is going on for the entire month. And I know we've got that group starting next week. Anything I wrote in that email is actually going to be discounted a little bit. And so if you want to let me know which one you're leaning towards, I can let you know what the new price will be, but there's still time if we make some decisions this week to get you all set up and enrolled for next week. So let me know which one makes the most sense for you. All right, guys, let's all try to get one more out. Hey, Robin, how are you? Wanted to follow up because I know we were chatting last month about the upcoming fitness groups that I had going on, and I know the timing didn't work out, and I think the money didn't make sense at the time, and it still may not, but I did want to let you know that Beachbody is doing a No Excuses November promo, which is nice because everything that I sent your way has been discounted, and so I'm not sure if there was one that you were leaning to more than another, but if you wanted to chat and pick up conversation, I'd be happy to walk you through the new prices and see if that makes a difference. And if not, no worries. I'm going to be running these groups all the time until the end of time. So you certainly have an opportunity at a later date to jump in, but I figured I would at least make you aware of this promo while it was going on. I'll wait to hear from you. See ya. All right. 133, sorry. How we doing? Give me some feedback, guys. How many invites or follow-ups were we able to get out? I ended up with, hold on, counting that last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9. So I have to owe myself 1. How many did anyone else get? Yes, Megan, I agree. The voice is key. Amanda, 5. Nice work. Anyone get more than 5? One of the things, guys, that really helps me in something like this, in like okay, I've got 10 minutes, like let's take some action, is that I know who I'm going to ask before I pick up the phone, right? Meaning I don't have to sit and go, okay, who should I follow up with? Who should I follow up with? Nice job, Tracy, Phoebe, Candace, cool. Again, whether it's a bat, whether it's just a notebook, whatever it is that you use, I highly advise you guys to just have a list of people ready to go. I haven't reached out to these people yet, but I know that if I'm sitting in like the carpool pickup line or, you know, I've got like a weird 7-minute pocket somewhere, I don't have to spend any of those 7 minutes thinking about who to ask. I just can ask. And to me, that that planning and that forward thinking has been really, really helpful in terms of maximizing pockets of time, no matter how big or small. All right, so let's move on. Michelle, you're welcome. Ashley, nice job with 8. All right, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to take a break from future clients, and I want to go revisit past customers and or current challengers that are just kicking ass, right? Recognition, as we know, is a vital behavior for our company, and sometimes we fail. At least I know that I'm guilty of failing to recognize certain people that are just bringing it in our challenge groups every single day. So I want you to pick out 5 people that you can just show some love via text. I would recommend voice for the same reasons I mentioned earlier, but let's love on some challengers. And if you think any of them could be great coaches, because they're active in your challenge groups, they're supporting other people, they're showing up authentically, maybe they're even like posting their own journey on their own social media pages. If you think that there's any potential for them to be a coach, let's talk to them about it. And if not, or you're like a little too nervous to do that, let's at least show them some love and tell them that you think they're doing a kick-ass job and tell them why you think they're doing so great. It is 1:36. Let's spend 5 minutes and try to recognize 5 people. All right? We can do this. We can do this. Amy, you finished Morning Meltdown 100 this morning. I am so, so impressed by you. Loved seeing you on the Zoom this morning. I know that you started a little bit later and we finished a little early, but I know you were there bringing it all. I love that you spent time catching up and doubling up and just doing what you needed to do and then nursing some injuries along the way. Just think you're awesome. And I know I've told you this before, but I think you'd be such a fantastic coach. I know the timing is not right for you, but you just add so much to our challenge groups and I appreciate you. Just wanted you to know. See ya. Hey, Honore, how are you? I can't believe that I'm finished. Morning Meltdown. I know you are right there and you've got your sights set on the finish line. And I just wanted to say, I think you're doing such an awesome job in our group. I appreciate how engaged you are. I appreciate how often you check in and you're just always showing up and always there and adding to our group. And that's really, really important to coaches. And so I just thank you for doing that. Let me know if you have any questions or need any help as you make your way across the finish line. I also reached out to Lexi to check in. I haven't heard back on the last couple of messages. And so if you can just send her my best and let me know if there's anything I can do to help her, would love to. I'll talk to you soon. Christina, kudos to you for being on that 5 a.m. workout with us this morning, wrapping up Morning Meltdown 100. Been so impressed with how you've managed to navigate this program. I know what you do all day. I know what 2 kids is like, and you haven't made any excuses, and you just brought it every single day. I know Shayla has probably shared this with you, but I just think you're so fantastic, and I'm not surprised that you were kick-ass in our group, but I am impressed still. And so hopefully you revel in the fact that you crushed 100 workouts. Hopefully you take a little bit of rest and then we get started on Monday again. Hope you're having a great day. See ya. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? I know you haven't finished Workout 100 yet. I know that's set for later this afternoon, and I am psyched to hear once you officially finish. But I just want to thank you for being such a great participant in the group. I know you are slammed during the day and super busy on the weekends, and I really, really appreciate how you've been checking in, how you're honest about which workouts you like and don't like. You've been encouraging other people. You just have been a really, really great addition to the group. I know this isn't your first group, but for 100 days working together, your involvement is super, super appreciated. So just wanted to say thank you. And I look forward to future groups with you. We got to pick your next program. What's the plan? We got to talk about the next program. All right, girl. Hope you're having a great day. Bye. All right, guys. How do we do? Carrie, I see your comment about not being prepared. No worries. You can rewatch this. This will be on the Champions page for a while. And I did that many, many times, which made me spend some good time on Sunday, really writing down a lot of names, people in columns, follow up, new coach invites, follow up on coach invites. So that way I knew that if I had a pocket, I could just go right there. So give yourself a little bit of grace, don't worry, and rewatch this when you've got that list in front of you. So Michelle, thank you. That's so sweet. I'm happy to talk to you offline too if you want to chat a little bit about inviting without sounding salesy. I am a salesperson by nature. All of my corporate experience has been in a sales capacity. And so I'm more comfortable with sales, but I still try to not sound salesy. And so I appreciate you saying that. I know that's a concern for many women in our network. And so let me know if you ever want to chat offline. I'd be happy. Tracy, nice job. 4. Amanda, 5. All right, good stuff. And if anybody has people that get back to them before this call ends, please feel free to jot down. I would love to hear some success stories there. All right, we're moving on, guys. Moving on. Instagram. I imagine all of you guys, well, not all of you guys. I hope most of you guys have an Instagram account. I hope most of you guys are doing stories. I think every coach, every top coach at least, has talked about the importance of stories. What I'd like you guys to do is just take a quick, either a screenshot or something like this where you're kind of facing the camera, or you've got the screen in the back, and just talk about the training. I think it's really important. And I think oftentimes we overlook all of the training that Beachbody offers, between the wake-up calls, stuff like this, your team calls, right? And I don't think that we highlight that enough. And so I want you guys to take 2 minutes and just highlight the fact that you are on a call right now and you're learning. I can't wait to see. All right, so I'm going to do one real quick. I'm not going to post it right now because I'm behind in my stories, but I am going to record it so that I can post it for later. All right. What's up, guys? I am live right now on a live power hour, a little bit scared. I'm in this champions page with some top kick-ass coaches that are all here to learn. And I'm just feeling really humbled and grateful that this company provides so much training for women and men, all coaches, to be able to just do their job better and hit their goals. So just wanted to share. That's it. We'll do something with that later. And so I really try to work in Beachbody and coaching into my stories at least once a day, but it doesn't need to be a CTA. I'm not asking somebody to coach with that story. I'm just highlighting a piece of my day to try to plant some seeds and just showcase some of the things, in this case, the training. So, okay. So everyone do something like that. If not, make sure that you do something like that by the end of the day, so you can get that on your feed. Okay, excuse me. We've got about 15 minutes left. And so there's a couple things I wanna do. I'm gonna shorten them a little bit just in the interest of time. Brandy Schaefer is one of my corporate mentors that has been just so great over the past year. And I had lunch with her probably 2 months ago, and she asked me if I had heard Carl's recent challenge. And Carl, throws a lot of things out on wake up calls or Instagram, and I missed this one, but I've been practicing this since I met with her. And so what I'm committing to is every single Sunday, I am posting a way in which my life has improved since saying yes to the coaching opportunity. And so what I'd like you to do, and you don't need to like craft all these posts right now, and certainly we don't have the time to do that, but what I'd like you to do is list out, I think he asked for 14 ways. I ended up coming up with like 13 or 12 ways, but either way, even if you come up with 5 right now, I want you to think about 5 ways that your life is better for having said yes to coaching. I want you to write them down, and then I want you to star one of them that you feel most connected to, and we're going to do something with that in 1 second. All right, so it's 1:45. Let's go to 1:50. We might even speed it up a little bit quicker because I want to get to some coach invites. I know you're all super eager to invite to coaching. 5 minutes. Let's write down 5 reasons. Actually, let's do this. 3 minutes, 5 reasons. We should be able to come up with this list quick. All right, guys, it's only been 2 minutes, but if you have your 5, or if you have 3, or if you have 20, whatever, I'd love you guys to put down some of the reasons why your life is better since saying yes to coaching. So throw some of those in the comments, and then we're going to craft a post, or at least jot down some ideas for posts that we could do, because I want you all to post something in the coming hopefully hours, but at least days. So let's hear some of those reasons. Time freedom, less bloat, body confidence, better moods. Amanda, yes. Jen keeps me motivated. Rachel, stronger, no question. I'm with you there. Better wife, mom, leader, communicator. Time management has improved. Michelle, found my purpose in life. Friendships, love all this. And so what you notice pretty quickly that there's a lot of common threads here. And so here's what I want you to do. And you guys, if you want to see an example, I'm not going to run through one just in the interest of time, but my Instagram account is Coach Alicia Dupree. It's just my name with the word coach in front of it. If you want to scroll back through some of my posts, every Sunday, you're going to see a post that I literally say why I coach. And for example, I went on a field trip with my son, right, on a Friday. And not that I couldn't have gotten off from my job, right? I could have used vacation time and moved around my schedule to go on this field trip with him. But the fact that I was able to just go on this field trip with him, and not every parent could, but I was there. We hung out at a farm all day. We picked pumpkins. We went on a hayride, right? We did all the fall things. And I snapped a picture, and the caption of that picture was talking all about how, like a year and a half ago, I might have still been there, but I would have been checking my phone. I would have been thinking about what I was missing. I would have felt the guilt about having to ask for the day off, even though I was allowed. It wasn't like quite allowed, or wasn't really encouraged in my past company. So like that is a reason why my life is in a better spot for having said yes to coaching. Now I happen to have the time freedom and flexibility to be there whenever I want and create my own schedule. So what I want you to do, and by the way, I had that time freedom listed, but I didn't necessarily post about it. I just knew that at some point I'd want to post about it. And I thought about a picture that would make sense. And I thought about what I wanted to say. And so I want you guys to literally, we have 1 minute to do this. I want you guys to take one of your reasons. Michelle, it could be your purpose. Christy, it could be because you are accountable. Tracy, you can talk about how you're a happier mom or wife, right? Nurse, like this is how you were before. This is what changed, and this is how you are now. Just make some quick notes about it, and maybe think about a picture that you already have taken, or a picture you'd like to capture. Maybe it's you in your nurse's outfit smiling, or maybe it's a picture of you and your husband, or you and your kids, whatever it is. Think about something that you could post, and I would love you guys to send it to me on Instagram, or tag me in it somehow if you want to, write my name in the comments. I would love to see those posts, because I'm telling you, people are watching and people are looking. And I've had plenty of people that either become coaches or challengers and reference, you know, that post where you said this, and this is a post from years ago, but there's a post that somebody needs to hear. An unhappy wife, or a mom that feels out of whack and out of balance. And maybe today is not her day, but you're talking to her right now. And so I want you guys to take 1 minute and jot down some ideas while it's fresh on what you could do to take that one reason you have, craft a post around it, think about the picture you would use, and let's commit to getting that up. If it's not in your social media plan for today, get it up by the end of this week, because I think you'll find that it is going to hit, it'll like strike a chord with some people. So 1 minute, let's do it. Yes, Michelle. There's sometimes I think about a picture. I'll take a picture and I'm like, this would be great to tie it to this particular idea, but it doesn't need to be today. So it's okay to say in a post, last week I went on a field trip, or TBT to the time where my husband and I went on vacation. I didn't have to ask for time off, or TBT to my son's birthday where I was able to buy all the presents out of the money that I made from coaching, right? So like, it doesn't need to be real time. It would be worth spending some time crafting a kick-ass post versus just getting something up there quickly. So, all right. So if you guys want to share those with me after the fact or tag me in it, I would love to see. And I'm happy to help, give some advice or feedback if you want to chat. But feel free to use mine as examples and then make it your own. Okay, 7 minutes left. And here's what I want to do. We're going to get into some coaching invites. You may not get a ton out, and that's okay, but I want you guys to at least start thinking about who you would ask if you knew they couldn't say no. We call this our dream team, right? If you knew that they could not say no to coaching, who would you ask? Okay, for me, I only have like 9 people on that list that aren't coaching with me right now. 9 people. Now, I'm sure there'll be other women that join my team, and I hope that those women flourish, but there are like 9 that I know that if they would not say no, they'd be 9 diamonds or 9 like superstar diamonds, right? If they just did the work, they've got what it takes, they fit our team, right? So I want you guys to take 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes, because we only have 6 left. I want you to take 3 minutes, and I want you to start jotting down your dream team list. And at 1:57, we're going to come back and we're going to all invite one to close out this call. Just one. You guys got off easy because I was talking too much. All right, 3 minutes. Let's do it. Feel free to look in your phone. Feel free to think about, use that memory jogger, neighbors, friends, family, old coworkers, current coworkers. Who do you think, if you knew they wouldn't say no, they'd be a fantastic coach and you would love to have on your team? All right. You guys have some people that scare you on that list? I hope so. I want you to ask one of them to be a coach right now. I can't see you. I don't know if you're really going to do this, but I can tell you they definitely are not going to join your team if you don't ask. But here's what I like to ask, or here's how I like to say it when I am talking to someone that's on my dream team list. I literally say that. I say, and you'll hear me, I can do this one live if you want, but what I say is like, hey, listen, I was thinking a lot about how I'm ending this year and my goals for next year and who I want to lock arms with and who I'd want to partner with, and was thinking about if I knew they couldn't say no, they'd be such a kick-ass coach, and I'd want to lock arms with them and be on a team with them. And you're one of those people. And especially if they've never done anything with Beachbody before, you could say, I don't even know what you do for fitness or health. You've never been in a group with me. I don't even know if you have any interest in learning in using these products or even the business side of coaching. But I just wanted you to know that for what it's worth, I think you'd be so fantastic and would love to chat with you if you're ever interested. I'm going to say it right now to Brandy. Brandy's the person on my list that I'm asking. So here we go. It's 1:57. You guys can listen to this. It's going to be less than 1 minute long, but then you guys got to invite. All right. Here we go. Hey, Brandy, how are you? It's a little bit before 2 o'clock on Tuesday. I wanted to reach out to you. This may seem a little out of the blue, but I was doing a little like goal setting exercise, and I was thinking about where I am finishing this year and all the goals that I have for next year, and just the type of team that I'm creating and the type of women that I want on my team. And I was like, all right, if I knew they couldn't say no, and I was not afraid to ask them, who would I want on my team? And you are one of those people. Obviously, I know how you work. I know your attitude, your mindset, your integrity. You're just so fantastic. And I think you'd be an out of this world coach. I know you've never been in a group. I think you've got your own gym that you go to. None of that is lost on me. But if you ever wanted to chat about what coaching is, what coaching isn't, if this would even be a good fit for you, I would love to. So let's chat. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. 57 seconds. Carrie, yes, by voice. All my stuff is by voice, because I think if you just heard that, I show up authentically, and it's impossible to feel like it's a generic message, right? I'm customizing it to her. I'm saying her name. We used to work together, which is why I reference, I know how she works and I know the type of person that she is. And I referenced that you did not, that she has never done Beachbody before, and that's okay. But I wanted her to know that despite all that, I still think she'd be awesome. And so there it is. So I can't see you. It's 1:59. We got to go in 1 minute, but I hope that you guys got something out of this. I really want you guys to feel more comfortable inviting, because at the end of the day, you could have this list, where it is, this list of goals back here, and you can have the best why ever and feel so empowered by it. But if you don't do anything and you don't invite and you don't take action and you let fear hold you back, I can promise you none of those goals will be realized. And the why is just going to sound pretty nice. And I want you guys, nothing makes me happier is when women go after goals and crush them. And we've got such a fantastic opportunity here. You just got to do the work. And so I hope that you guys got something out of this. If any of you want to chat more about any of the things that we talked about, I'd be happy to connect with you either on Facebook or Instagram. Come find me. And I hope you guys have a great day. See ya. Thank you so much for this opportunity, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.